Hello everyone, welcome back to another X and Y Daily. Today we're going to be concentrating on one of the new fossil Pokemon, which is of course known as Tyrunt. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. This is one of the coolest first stage guys that I have seen in a long time. Definitely without a shadow of a doubt, better than most of the stuff that we see, especially from what we've seen from X and Y so far. And since indeed he does look so awesome, I cannot even imagine how ridiculous his final evolution is going to be. It's going to be pretty nuts. You know, I know that there is kind of a similarity between like Cranidos and Rampardos, but honestly, this guy fucking pounds Cranidos into the dust. Not even a competition, no contest. Get out of the way, Cranidos. You're gonna get trampled underfoot here. Yeah, so I feel like the second evolution of this guy is going to be pretty damn epic, and he looks great. I have nothing further to say on his aesthetics. I am pleased with how he appears, how he carries himself, and how much of a threatening force he will be to deal with. Of course, I wouldn't make any claims about his threat level unless we had some definite information that he was going to be a force to contend with, and we certainly do. So the first thing I want to point out is, of course, his typing, which is very interesting. Rock Dragon, something that we have not seen before. There are many, you know, Dragon slash something else types that have yet to be introduced to the series, and this is another first, one that I guess people have been waiting for a while. Both Rock and Dragon are pretty damn good offensive types, and having both of them as stab is certainly a boon, I must say. I also feel like the fact that he isn't just pure rock and he has the secondary dragon typing means that his second evolution, which I assume there's going to be 1-2 because that's usually how it goes if we're going by the Cranidos Rampardos model. So yeah, no, his second form is going to be pretty fantastic in that case, because adding that extra stab and having those resistances definitely helps, especially when rock is weak to grass and is weak to water, and you have Dragon offsetting that, which is pretty fantastic. It means that you're not having to deal with so many weaknesses, and I'm certainly pleased for that to be the case. So the typing is cool, that's for certain. Now let's move on to his ability, which is a brand new ability going by the name of Strong Jaw, and certainly looking at him, you would believe it. It's certainly a logical leap to say that this man would have teeth that could tear open a bear, I feel is an appropriate way to put it. So this ability is apparently going to boost the power of biting moves, so obviously things like the fangs, things like bite, clearly it's called bite, crunch, anything in that kind of arena. And it feels like to me a very similar thing to how Iron Fist works, where punching moves get a significant boost in power. Strong Jaw I feel is going to work the same way. Iron Fist boosts the base power of punching type moves by 20%, so that's probably what's going to be happening here. I feel like they wouldn't make it so similar in kind of description to Iron Fist that they would kind of move away from how much it increases the power of the moves, but that's definitely a significant boost. If you're slapping a Life Orb on as well, it's going to add even more power, and we know so far that there is one guaranteed move that he will be able to abuse it with, and that is of course Crunch. Unfortunately, no stab on Crunch. I guess that's a little bit of an unfortunate thing. I'm trying to think here, is there a biting move that is either Rock or Dragon? Maybe they'll invent one for Gen 6. That could be a really fun thing, I feel, and it would definitely help this guy out. If you can think of a Rock Dragon biting move currently, then let me know. Maybe I'm being really dumb and there's an obvious one, but I can't think right now. But yeah, that's pretty much Strong Jaw. I feel like that's going to be a really cool ability when he evolves, especially if he does retain it, which I'm assuming he most probably will. And I do hope that they implement new moves to kind of benefit him in that arena. So the final thing of any real note is, of course, Dragon Tail, which seems like an obvious move to give it. It has big ass, well actually it has a really short stubby tail. Maybe that isn't the best of moves, but hey, it has a tail nonetheless. It is part dragon, so might as well give it to it, right? I feel like it would make less sense if it didn't have it, even though it may not be so powerful. But when did what Pokemon looks like actually affect its power of its moves ever? Never is the answer to that question, so it's stupid thing to even think about. Anyway, yeah, I feel like that's pretty much most things covered with Tyrunt. I did forget to mention at the start that he is obtained via the jaw fossil, which makes a lot of sense, owing to the fact that he has a giant one, and his ability is, of course, strong jaw. So, that's pretty much that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can feel free to leave a like down below. That always helps me out, allows other people to see it. And if you would like to follow me on the social medias and find out what my thoughts are on other things about Pokemon X and Y and the sort, you can go to Twitter at LordMBZ and Facebook.com/LordMBZ for all your news and crap and shit that comes out of my keyboard. I was going to say my mouth, but technically, no. Technically, the keyboard does that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your thoughts on Tyrunt below, as always, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another X and Y Daily. Goodbye.